The meeting to order at 6:05. And we'll start with roll call. Position 1, Chris Durrett II is present. Position 2, Martina McNichols.
Present.
Position 3, Donald Atkinson.
Present.
Position 4, Carolyn Waits.
Present.
Position 5, Jason Black is absent. Position 6, Derek Dalmelin.
Present.
And position 7, Ty Watkins.
Present.
All right. And will please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, we'll now open the floor for public comments. You have any public comments this evening? Second call for public comments. All right, and we will move on to a presentation for Grease Monkey Manvel project request.
Hello, my name is Gabriela Leal. I'm the owner of Grease Monkey at Texas City and Manvel.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you. So you want to go ahead and do questions, or do you want me to read the questions and then from there go?
Yeah, I would say if you want to start with your presentation and just kind of explain what it is that you're looking to present, and then, you know, if any of these questions aren't addressed in that presentation, then we can go about it that way, whichever
All
you
right.
prefer.
So the scope of the project is installations of 2 pits, which is basically we're going to be excavating under the building so we can have pits that includes concrete, steel, electricity. We have actually done half of the project. We have approval from the city to build 2 pits. We have done 1 already. We're pretty much done with that one, with the exception of electricity. In addition to this investment, we are also planning to do alignments services, and to do that, we need to buy an alignment machine. Okay, we believe that this is going to help not only increase our revenue, and but also the car counts and the customers that we can serve, because it's going to be more efficient. The experience that we have in Texas City is that we serve 60 to 80 vehicles per day. We also have over there 2 bays, which is the plan that we have here. Currently, we're running an average of 10 cars per day doing all changes. So with 2 pits, we're going to be able to achieve those numbers. And as you know, by doing all changes, we also have the opportunity to check those vehicles to see if there's anything wrong on those vehicles, you know, brakes, tire rotations, alignments. Of course, if we're going to be doing the suspension work, that will require alignment. There's a lot of customers here in Manvel that they ask us if we do have currently alignment machines, and unfortunately we have to say no, and then we have to send them all the way to Alvin. So we do want to fulfill those requests from the customers. I don't know, you want me to talk about in terms of investment, how much are we talking about? So in terms of investment, our experience is, as I mentioned, we did already 1 pit, and we spent about $25,000 to do that. So we still need to do the 2nd pit, another $25,000, and the alignment machine is $30,000. So the building, we are leasing that building. The lease term that we have on that building is 20 years. We also are the first one to have the right to buy that building. So the current owner can now sell that building to somebody else without giving us the options to do it. Probably you know, but also Grease Monkey is a franchise, okay? But every store is individually owned. There's a couple of stores that are corporate owned. Like, for example, the one in Friendswood is a corporate store. So the way it works is, let's say that I die. I don't want to die. But let's say that I want to get out of the business, right? So we also have a contract with Grease Monkey. So if I want to sell this business, the first one that have the options to buy it or to get it is Grease Monkey Corporate. Or if there's anything wrong going on with the business, Grease Monkey take over. So this business is going to be here for the next 30 years or more, yeah? Hopefully it can last that much, but it's not definitely our kids. Texas City, our kid, Brandon, is there running the business. And on this location, we have our daughter, Brenda, that you have met before. She's also part of the board. Yeah, she has a small participation of the business. So this business is going to be here forever. The experience that we have so far, it has been a good choice for us to be here in Manvel. The revenue, the customers that we see every day, every month is going up, is going on the right direction. When I talk about revenue, of course, that means that we are generating taxes. Right now, with the current numbers that we have, I think the average is about $2,000 per month. But with the opportunity of doing the second pit and the alignment, I think we're going to be between $5,000 and $6,000 per month, because that's all related to parts, and as you know, that's the part that we tax. Employment. When we applied for this project a couple of months ago, we only had 4 employees. But since we started the project, we knew that we needed to bring more. So we already hired a manager, and you will know and you will love him, Mr. Chris. And we're in the process to hire 2 more technicians. Other services that we offer in Grease Monkey is a state inspection. We do have 2 machines, and we have 4 inspectors, and we do inspections all day long and even the weekend. I think I addressed everything. On the questions, is there anything else?
I have a question. When did you finish the first bay?
It's not 100% done. The part that we are missing is electricity.
Oh.
Electricity, but the dig happens already, and we already put the concrete. We just received yesterday the metal, which we installed yesterday. And now we're just waiting for electricity to be done with that pit. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how soon would you be able to start on the second pit?
As soon as you give me money. Yes. So funds are important for us to do. We have already did this investment in addition to the renovations of the building. We wanted to make sure that it looks pretty nice accordingly to what you guys are doing here with the city, but also to be able to provide a good environment for our customers. So yeah, we need to move forward, but we need to find resources to do that. Mm-hmm.
Right now, you mentioned the alignment machine.
Hi.
You mentioned the alignment machine. When you guys first started, why didn't you consider that at the beginning?
No, we did. So we actually have already the rack, which is the lift. We have that already. With the lease of the building, the prior owner used to have an alignment machine, but it's outrage. So we need to upgrade it. So we're going to buy the new one.
I'm sorry, I meant the combination between the pit and the alignment machine. Why didn't you do that at the very beginning, like as soon as you got the word that it was be a 20-year contract, plus with the right to the first refusal, that if they wanted to sell, they'll go straight to you? Why didn't you guys immediately?
Well, everything goes to phases, right? Our priority was to make sure that we had that building prepared for what we wanted to do. So that building was already prepared for mechanic, and then bringing Grease Monkey into the picture. Grease Monkey is pretty much preventive maintenance. So number 1 priority for us, and also coming from corporate, was to make sure that we had the pits. And then after that, we have the pits, then we can move forward to the next project. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it has been definitely in our scope of things that we need to do.
So looking at the application here, I see that the requested funding was for 100% of the project, showing as $22,000. So it sounds like this application was in regards to one pit. And so now you're getting ready to start on pit number 2. And
And that's
the-
pretty much how much we're gonna spend, right?
Got
So
it.
we spent on this one $24,000. So that's pretty much what we're gonna be spending on the second pit, and then the $30,000 on the machine.
Okay. So with this application we have before us today, it sounds like this would pertain to the second pit, and we kind of see how that goes. And then it sounds like your intention is to submit a
Continue.
separate application regarding the alignment machine.
Well, that's how it works, yes, unless you want me to apply for the whole package. You guide me how it needs to be done.
Okay, very good. All right, well, does anybody have any more questions? Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we're going to take a pause for an executive session to discuss it, and then we'll be back here shortly.
Okay, so I go outside?
Please.
Oh, you can stay in here. Yeah, they'll go into a back room, so you can stay in here.
All right, so we're going to pause for executive session. Manvel Economic Development Corporation will convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations to discuss the following: discuss economic development incentives request for Grease Monkey Manvel, and we will do so now at 6:17 PM. All right, we're going to reconvene at 7:15 from executive session with no action taken. Okay, and we're going to move on to regular agenda item A, consideration and possible action to direct staff on project application 2025-02, Grease Monkey Manvel. Okay. Did we have any questions for Ms. Gabriella?
I don't think at this time.
Okay.
No.
So we'll go ahead and move forward, and I'll make a motion to direct city staff to publish a notice of project for reimbursement up to $20,000.
I second that motion.
All right, those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And the motion passes unanimously.
For the second. And on that, that will be for your second base, since you guys have already completed the first one.
You say how much? 20 grand. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing your business to Manvel.
All right.
Tammy, tell her about the 60 days and not to go spend it just right this year. We gotta wait the 60 days.
Yes. Yes.
And for that 60 days, that was when you were in my office, what we had talked about for that publication timeframe, and then it would come back to the board and then go to city council for final approval. So it really takes about 90 days. I'll call you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. May I leave now?
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to regular agenda item B, consideration and possible action on a request to negotiate the terms of the clawback provisions for project 2024-01 HJR Highway 6, approved June 12th, 2024. Being an expenditure of up to $400,000 for assistance to bring utilities from the north side of Highway 6 to the south side for property located across from Manvel Town Center, being 3.76 acres, which will further economic development and retain jobs in the city of Manvel. And in your packets, you'll have the email from Jason regarding agenda item B, and we will have the, behind that, the original application as well.
Not application, the performance.
Performance agreement, rather. That was approved by the EDC. Howdy.
Hi, you ready for us?
Come on.
Okay. I'm Richard Rayner.
Jake Baker.
He's the J in the HJR, and I'm the R. And we really appreciate you guys and hearing us out again on this. I guess this really got started, I don't even remember why I was here, and Tammy said, oh, by the way, your economic development performance agreement's done. And I was like, whoa, we're not quite ready for it. And then she sent it to me, and it was the first time I saw it, read it, and I was like, wow. There's a couple of items in here that I really would like to talk about, and so that's how we're here. Before I get started on that, do you want me to tell you about our project first? Because I feel kind of bad, because I have really pretty renderings of our building we're going to build. So I brought the most boring item that I have, probably. Well, I have a utility plan that's more boring than that, and a drainage plan. But I didn't bring the pretty building that we're going to be building, and that sort of thing. But do I need to explain the project a little bit?
I think so, because we have quite a few new people that have no idea what your project was.
Okay. We've been in this a long time, and I will not bore you with why it's taken so long, and you can ask questions if you would like some more color at any point in this. But we started this project, bought this land back in 2018, and with hopes that it would have utilities quicker than the utilities were on the north side that we could even get. And then access issues, we have an agreement with a neighbor next door who's not been in a hurry to get going when we bought this property. The property is directly across the street from the HEB, which makes it an excellent site. To the east of us, between us and the Chevron, there's a 1 acre tract that Johnson Space Center Federal Credit Union owns. And we have an access agreement with them, and they've been they're called Welby Financial now. And they've been a little slow to come around, and finally they've come around and said, yeah, we want to try to build, and they've had a pre-development meeting. And so it's good to get on board with them because we have to cooperate because there's going to be one point of access to our property, and TxDOT wants to see only the one point of access to the property. And so they finally have come around and said, yes, we agree that we're going to participate in what this agreement that's been in place for, I don't know, 8 years, that they're obligated to participate with, but that's been the last hang-up. I will say that they're very excited now, and they're going to have about, what did they say today, 8 employees?
8 to 12.
8 to 12 employees in that branch. Now, I will tell you, for full transparency, and I've been telling them this for 6 years, guys, do you have your detention worked out yet? And so that is a big if for them. I don't know if they have it yet, but they are running. They've got a very professional group of engineers working on their building. Our 3.6 acres, we've had a couple of renditions of what we've wanted to do, and because of detention and other reasons, we finally have landed on a plan. And what you see in front of you, in addition to the green, which shows the sanitary line, and the blues, the water line, and those red circles are fire hydrants, actually, that are required to go along. So that is all the public infrastructure that will be on our side. So it'll be a bore under Highway 6 that comes under, and that's what was approved when we originally came in, because we just couldn't, like, guys, we need utilities, and B, we can't afford to get them on our side. And then we think, in addition to that, since it's a 12-inch line and an 8-inch line for the sanitary and the water, that in both directions, it's going to keep going. It's going to serve a lot more people than just our track, one being Welby Financial. So we have, on the far west side of the track, if you're looking at it to the left, that's right now Whitewater Express Car Wash. We had a couple of car washes that really wanted it really bad, wasn't on our radar screen. But Whitewater is a Texas-based group out of the north side of Houston. The building in the middle is a 5,400 square foot building. The 2,000 square feet on the far east side of the building, double drive-through and all, because that's Dutch Brothers Coffee. And then the 3,400 feet, we've had discussions with numerous tenants who are a little bit picky who we want to bring to the city. One, because we want them to have employees, and B, we just want it to be the right tenant to blend in with us. The latest phone call I got was from Potbelly Sandwich Works. I don't know if we can park them. I don't know if we have enough parking for them, but that's, we've had from that to, who was it last week? Vision Works, T-Mobile, 50 nail salons. Just had a lot of interest in that. And part of our idea is let's wait until we can get the building going and be snobby with who we lease it to, but we'll probably end up leasing it to somebody before then. Then the building on the far right, I will be honest and tell you that Popeye's Chicken is got just pressing us hard to try to go with them, but we just don't know if that's exactly who we want to go with yet. And so we have enough activity that would easily bring 45 employees here. Our conscience is, at the end of the day, sometimes we don't 100% know, because if you've been in a McDonald's lately and you walk up to the McDonald's, it has half the employees it used to. Now you punch everything on a screen. And so we were just thinking, if it would be possible, it'd seem a little more equitable to us if we ended up with less than the 45, because we're not the only people benefiting from the line. Could we have the clawback provision on like a pro rata basis? And that's the ask. And it's, I don't know, Bobby, you saw the red line from from Holtz. Did you share that by any chance?
Well, I think House had a cover letter, I think, that distilled those 2 points. It was not just the
Yeah.
amount, it was also the extension of time.
Yes, and the other, thank you, Bobby, for saying that. The other one is it says from 2 years. We don't have a problem with that because we're submitting our plans, we submitted our traffic impact analysis to TxDOT. We're well underway. Daniel Scott and Sheridan's doing a great job for us, and he should be submitting these plans, I don't know, hopefully within 2 weeks we'll be in for permitting. So we're coming. But the problem is when you say within 2 years, we have to get a permit for our portion, getting TxDOT to make a decision sometimes takes a long time. Getting BDD4 to make a decision takes a long time. And then we'll build the infrastructure. We'll build the 25-foot parallel access road that's required by the city since this is on Highway 6. We're going to do that. We're going to bring all the infrastructure. You can see the utilities under that road for all the tenants. But we can't tell when you get to some of these bigger tenants, when you try to tell them, hey, you are going to be open by X date, they say to us, well, how can you be assured that we can get a permit by then? And I go, I can't. So they are coming. They're not, it's not that they don't want to. I just think that if we could have the 3 years, then it would be a more comfortable position to know that these guys are not only going to sign up for it, but they're going to be able to get their building permit and build. And so that's my 2 requests. And again, if you want me to give you a detail, the way we entitled it is just basically, we said if HJR Highway 6 does not fulfill the said 45 commitments within the 36 months of the execution of the agreement, MEDC shall be entitled to a proportionate reimbursement of the payments made to HJR Highway 6. By way of example, if we only get 70% of the permanent jobs, then we have to pay you back 30% of the 400. Easy math.
And that's what you mean by prorated?
Yes.
Clawback?
Yes, the clawback. Just is and again, the easiest example I can give you would be that.
And this is the bottom of page 5 he's reading from right now.
Correct. And again, in my other position, or again, I'll reiterate and sound like a broken record, is we're the spearhead to get this going. Plans have been drawn for 2 years, by the way. We paid for the plans. It's not an issue that, I mean, we want to do it. It's going to happen. But in the end, we already know that when we started this, like, golly, what are they called? Something 30, but it's really part of the Weitzman group. They were like, we're not interested in really doing anything across the street. Well, I know since they've kind of heard wind about this, all of a sudden they're starting platting process on their property. So to the west of us. So again, it's not just a sole benefit to us. It's going to benefit, I don't know how long up and down Highway 6 on the south side, but a lot of people. For instance, even the Chevron's on a water well. So and a septic system, so they went off.
And is that Chevron technically out of Manvel? Or about where is our line at?
It's in Manvel.
Okay.
All the way to 48.
To 48? Okay.
Does it really go to, does the limits go to 48?
North side does 48 on the
South side it doesn't, yeah. Because I do know that there's some people on the south side down at 48 that would love to have water and sewer, but.
Right now, it's the city's plant that we got from Mud 42, so whatever they constructed and then the city took over, that's all the capacity we have
Yeah.
now as far as wastewater.
Sure.
Water we're better off on, but wastewater's tough.
Do we have any experience that we're aware of, that we can think of, doing prorated clawbacks at all?
No, this would be the first. No, that's the request. He said why, although, we did get that number from your materials, or your original application. That's where the number came from. So that's why it's in there. It wasn't our number. It was one that Richard gave.
And again, and I will tell you that the project's changed since that time. It's definitely been reduced since that time. I still think we can get to the 45, but I can just tell you, before we got to the end, and if you look at the site plan and you look at, it's just not super efficient. It's not, it is what it is when we have the right-of-way that we're to the west of us that we've already deeded 10 feet of to the city. We're deeding 5 feet of the property in the back to the city. And then when you take in BDD 4's requirements, when you're abutting a right-of-way, we've got 30 feet of property around the detention pond that's for their maintenance berm that you can't, BD, I can land an airplane there. I mean, I don't know why you need that room, but I can tell you they're not going to change it. So we just got squoze down on how much square footage we can put here.
And looking at the site plan, it looks like the initial project is the proposed building right in the middle, right?
That's what we're going to build. Simultaneously, like Whitewater, they've already been in for a pre-development meeting as well. But we're going to do the infrastructure. We're going to pull the utilities under the road for them, say, there it is, and then they go build their building.
Okay. And so like the project costs in your application are for your building that you're going to build and the infrastructure and everything for that. It doesn't include the cost for the proposed building on either side?
When you say the 400,000?
The amount that you're saying is your projected cost for your project that you're asking a percentage of, right?
No, it includes everything. It includes
Okay.
all of them, not
Okay.
just those. It includes, that's what I'm saying, I can't control when exactly they'll build because they've got to go through their own permitting process.
Right.
Though, in my opinion, we're doing all the heavy lifting for them. The detention we're going to have in place, the text dot right-of-way we'll have in place, the water and sewer we'll have in place. In my opinion, when I'm negotiating with them, it's like, guys, you've got the easy part here. All you got to do is build a building.
Got it.
We've done the heavy lifting.
So the project application pertains specifically to the utilities being brought over?
Oh, yes,
That's
exactly.
all that it
Yes.
included?
And that's what was approved, gone through the 60-day notice provision, ended up with a performance agreement, and now it's just the clawback and the performance parameters now seeking to change those a little bit, and that's the two are the timeline and the amount of employees that we would have to verify for the clawback. So that's the only two things he's trying to change.
I like the word you use, a little bit. Thank you.
Anybody got any questions for the gentleman?
And to be clear, people like Dutch Brothers, they would tell you, as of 2 years ago, they may have 16 employees. Well, today it will be 10 because of the automation, right? So some of this has shifted in how retailers are operating. That's why we just do not know for sure that it's going to be 45 employees. And we think probably there's going to be more automation coming, not less. And that's us, we can't control that. They'll even come back and go, I know we told you 16, but it could be 10 to 12 because we're setting up these two machines. So it's like, wow, that's out of our control. We don't know. We hope it's 45, but it could be 38.
Makes sense. Okay.
But it still is impactful because it's going up and down all of Highway 6 there. And the numbers, again, doesn't include Johnson Space Center.
And they have 8 to 12.
And they have 8 to 12
8 to
employees.
12 employees.
That'll directly benefit. Okay.
And they are elated there's utilities coming. They didn't know until we told them.
Okay. So the next steps, we would be making a motion to approve the adjustments to the performance agreement today, and then it would just kind of keep sailing smoothly until it's signed, or it'll be signed at that point, probably.
Yes.
Well, we hope it would be signed fairly quickly because the timeline runs from when he signs it. So don't wait a year.
We're ready
Make sure
now.
to get another year out of it by not signing.
We don't have
do that.
it. I think we're finished with the hiccups.
Very good.
I just have one question. You said
Yes, ma'am.
the credit union will be west of Reserve A?
East,
East, okay.
yes, east.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a road west. And Jake loves saying this, but if in fact that road wasn't there and we could get access to Kirby, we'd have a whole different discussion right now because there'd be a whole different list of tenants. But that westbound access precludes us from getting some.
Chick-fil-A calls once a month.
Yeah.
Any chance that you've got westbound access? Like,
No, we don't
think-
have westbound
We're probably
access.
not going to get it. Maybe one day, but
You got a U-turn. Yeah. And by the way, that U-turn is active. Oof. It'll be good. Yeah, westbound. Yeah.
So you have to go out of our property, go down, U-turn and go. Where if Kirby did punch through, which is always a hope, right?
Yeah.
Then you could get to Kirby and head west.
The 25-foot
Chick-fil-A
parallel
would have already
access.
signed up and, a lot of those kind of groups would, but when you don't have westbound access, it just makes it a little trickier.
We still get good tenants.
Yes, great tenants.
Our kind of intention and hope is, what you spoke to was just to ensure that, there's kind of some heavy, high-traffic retail use was
Oh, yeah.
the hope to try to generate as much sales tax revenue as possible. We understand with the automation, there's only so much you can do as far as making promises for several years from now. But it doesn't sound like, there's much more research we can do as far as the effectiveness of prorated clawbacks and things like that. So it sounds like we kind of need to make a decision today and probably not table it for further research, you think?
If y'all are comfortable with the concepts and the reasons he's put forward, y'all can, vote on it now. So there's two components. You can actually vote on one, not the other, or vote on both, so it's however you want to do it. But those are really the two things he's asking for in that.
So if we wanted to do them separate, we'd have to make two different motions.
No, you could make the one motion to approve the amendments recommended by the applicant.
Just so y'all know, even if you do that, time is on Mr. Rayner's side, so if you need more time to think about the agreement, it just prolongs. It sounds like y'all are kind of understanding of everything, just wanting to clarify maybe a few things or making sure that whatever they negotiate between Jason and Bobby and verify it with Richard, if there is a piece that needs to come back, it just makes it that much longer for you to have to sign that agreement.
But we're ready to have this. We're ready to go.
So,
Ready for certainty.
Yes. Oof.
I make a motion to approve the amendments to the agreement as the client stated.
I second that motion.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it. You can just tell Holtz to send it back to you,
Yeah, well, we will.
or you'll just send it in.
We'll go ahead and make another version of the agreement. Since the first one wasn't signed, it's technically not an amended agreement because you're not amending one that's not in, so we're just going to have a revised agreement.
Great.
So we'll do all that.
Yeah, I'll let you guys. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. We are too. We've done a lifetime achievement award. It is it.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. Would someone like to make a motion regarding our consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
I make a motion to receive or consider the treasurer's report to date.
We did.
Close the meeting.
Yeah, during the meeting. There you go.
I make a motion to end the meeting.
I second that motion.
Second?
Favor? Aye.
Those opposed? None opposed?